Hey, another great day at the Solomon Trading Institute. Hope you had a wonderful day. Just want to do a quick market recap. Again, if you want to know more information about what we do and how we do it, you can come to www.moneymarketedge.com and you can pull up our website. And when you get to the website, you'll be able to look at some of the things that we do. You can book a call, you can watch a training, you can request us to come speak, do a workshop, seminar, things of that nature, and just learn a little bit more about what we do. Here is this book. If you go to Amazon.com and type in Money Market Autopsy, here's the book that I wrote. You can look at this book and learn a little bit more about what we do. This is what our goal is for our students. We try to put them in a position where they're able to make $400 per day. Now, there's no guarantee or anything of that nature. This is just something that we just look for. You know, in basketball, there's a goal, there's a net. Why? Because that is what you're trying to do. That's the objective of the game. In soccer, at both ends of the field, there's a net. In football, there's a line. We call it the goal line. So sometimes you go for the goal line and you don't reach the goal line. Sometimes you try to kick the ball in the net and it doesn't go in the net, right? But that's our goal. So this is our goal. No promises or anything of that nature. This is not a forecast or performer or anything like that. This is just something that we use as a goal because we do define, determine, and reduce the risk by creating and providing for you a world-class education. And so we can do that for you. So Solomon Training Institute, Money Market Edge software powers it, an education that you can bank on. So we teach you the risk so that you can know the reward. So in order to get to the place of wealth, we have to have this area. This is us, an investment strategy, an investing strategy, some kind of way where you can get compound interest to come to you. Now, of course, trading can be risky, just like anything else. However, you can mitigate those risks. In football, mitigated risks are associated with helmets and shoulder pads, things of that nature. In a car, associated with mitigating the risk is associated with wearing a seatbelt. So that's something that you can do. Again, here's the disclaimer. I am not a broker. I'm not an advisor or an investment advisor, or a banker, or anything of that nature. Just simply a retail day trader with an education program, software program to help you analyze the market, things of that nature. So again, there are no promises being given or no guarantees are being made about anything that you see or hear. Today was a day. There are some days where trading is favorable and the conditions are favorable, and then some days they're not. So today, this is a day where conditions weren't as favorable. As you can see here on December the 14th, which is this day, and we look at our forecast, and you can see we have red folders all over the place on this day. But this folder, the FOMC folder, is a really, really important day. So there are two major days that can really create and wreak havoc on the market. One is called FOMC Day, and the other day is called the Non-Farm Payroll Day. Non-Farm Payroll Day. I know traders that don't even trade on either one of these days because of the fact that the market has been disrupted in such a way where historicals are out of the window because what is said at the meetings just blows through all of your structures, your major structures, your minor structures, anything that you had to look at particular levels, they just get obliterated, right? On days like this. And so then on days like this, sometimes you'll wait so that the market can balance out. And then maybe even wait till the next day. So this is one of those days. And so let's look at this day. So you have FOMC. So when you talk about FOMC, that stands for Federal Open Market Committee, the Federal Open Market Committee. And so the FOMC, back in 1913, the Federal Reserve was created, and it was created to help regulate the financial sector. And prior to this Federal Reserve being created prior to 1913, well, you had real problems with banks. You had banks were going bankrupt, and banks were, going out of business, and people were losing money. So they came up with this Federal Reserve, and they then kind of regulate. So the Federal Reserve has three key entities. There's a board of governors, then there's the FOMC, and then there's the Federal Reserve banks. And so the FOMC is a special committee of the Fed that is chaired by a governor, of course, and their role is to give an analysis or a snapshot on the economy and all of the conduct that's necessary, for the monetary policy. So this meeting, you don't really need to know everything about it. They have this meeting often, and when they do, it comes up on this report. And so a lot of times what happens at these meetings, interest rates are talked about. And then also sometimes quantitative easing takes place where the Fed, they put money, they create money and put it into the market so that they can ensure, liquidity in the market. So that's really how it works in this meeting. And when they announced the meeting, so today, as you can see, there was a projection given. Then there was a statement made, and then there was a federal funds rate that was created. And then you can see at 1:30, there was a press conference. And then this is over in New Zealand, that doesn't really bother us, but as you can see, it was a red folder too, and that's GDP, that stands for the gross domestic product. And then you see at 6:30, there's an employment change and then unemployment rate. So today, it was a day. And again, around these days, like I said, I know, some pros that don't even trade these days. So sometimes you have a day that you have to put down as an NTD or a no trade day. So if there are 240 days, if there are 240 days out of the year that's tradable, and you can get a good 200 days, right? That's still pretty good, you know. So even though these days, some of these days in this, in this difference of 40 days, some of this would be, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, things of that nature, the 4th of July, and then you might have some FOMC days in there. And then you might have some non-farm payroll days inside of these 40 days, you see? So one of the things that we pride ourselves on is giving you an education that you can take to the bank, something that you can work with. And so unfortunately, so many people did not learn this in school. As I've often talked about, my story is simple, is that I was a teacher, and that's how I learned this. And as you can see in the book, this is the chapter here. This is the chapter 13, where financial markets, investments, markets, and equities were talked about. But I wonder if you took economics your senior year, and do you remember any of this? Well, that is the reason that you don't know how to do this, is because it wasn't emphasized or taught. And even sometimes at certain schools, the teachers don't know about trading. They don't know about investing themselves, and they are the teacher. So, I mean, 2 + 2 is 4. If the teacher doesn't know, then you don't know. But we love to change that. We love to change that for you. We're looking forward to having an opportunity to perhaps, help you, show you kind of what we do, how we do it. And if you want more information, if you would text the word profits, don't forget the S, profits, to 94253. If you know some friends or some family members, pass this information on to them. You can go here to moneymarketedge.com. You can book a call. I had a wonderful call today with a gentleman who's coming on board. So we love to have an opportunity to speak with you. Again, it's the will of God that you prosper. God bless you. Have a great day.